Hi everyone, how are you all? I'm a bit early, I know, but I think it's going to be hectic this evening. I'll just say hello to everybody. I don't know what happened, but I literally have to be woken up in the morning, and this morning I was wide awake at 5:45, and then all these links started coming in to watch Dr. Phil. How bizarre is that, of all mornings? So I got to watch it, but I'm going to say hi. Hi, Dottie Leah from Tennessee. Oh my God, my voice. Cat's Eyes here. T. Riley's here. Leonie Williams, hello. Jolene. Emerald Flowers here, hello, hello. Gymnastics 101. Hi. Berry Dust Diaries. Moulin Rouge, g'day. G'day, mate. Crafty Crafters Place, Elena's View. Yous are on it today. Oh, hi, Jolene, you're new. Well, welcome. I'm glad you've come in. Crime and Justice is here. Crime and Justice says, Dr. Bill was not what I expected today, but he is not buying what they are selling. I agree. He seemed more on point than what the behavioural panel were by themselves, didn't he? I think he seemed... I'd like to see it play through the whole time Candus was being filmed, not just a couple of little inserts, because you don't know what led up to her reactions and stuff. It just seemed like overly clipped. And I'm not defending her, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying they were just really short little snippets, whereas when they do their YouTube ones, you seem to get longer filmed sections. Is Liplock here? Hi Liplock, how are you? Daisy White. Oh, I've got to close this door over a bit, guys. Sherry's here. I think I said hi to Cat's Eye. I'm just going to close it over a bit because I know you all love hearing them, but when it's this early in the day for me, they just, I don't know why, sometimes they're just heaps louder than others. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be the big one. Crime and Justice, I agree. So have you all seen the latest post from WJHL? I was going to play this first. If I can do the share screen. And then show you this other news item. And then we can chat about everything. The reason that Crafty Crafters Place, there's a reason they can say that they don't know who took her is they probably don't know specifically. Yeah, I think everyone feels like Candus just knows, doesn't she? With whatever the scenario is, she is involved. But the more and more I see of Donald, guys, the more oblivious I think he really is. It just makes you think and think and think and think. And he just seems so put together where she just totally loses it. Oh, I haven't read it yet, Emerald. Okay, I'll play these and get these out of the road first, and then we'll do that stuff. And I'll have a quick read. Where are we? We'll play this.
More legal troubles wasn't the plan, leaving Hollywood after filming that Dr. Phil show you just saw here on News Channel 11. But not long after their return to Northeast Tennessee, missing 5-year-old Summer Wells' father was arrested on suspicion for DUI.
Then again in court the following Monday for that being a violation of his probation. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel was able to ask him how the ongoing attention will help find his daughter. She's live in the studio tonight. Ansley?
Josh and Sarah, this was Don's first on-camera interview since going to LA and coming back home, and since those charges on him have mounted. Now, he told me, though, that he knows he's no media darling.
I have lost control. I've done stupid things, and for that I apologize.
Confessions of a father who says he has struggled emotionally since the disappearance of his daughter. And that's not all.
You know, we've had problems with threats and violence and all kind of things like that, and it's been dangerous.
It's clear how many think of him.
It's been dangerous not only for us, but for everybody that we're involved with.
Summer's older brothers were taken by Child Protective Services back in July, a deeper strain now on their parents' marriage.
Me and her have had a lot of problems because of this. And we're both just down and miss our kids. And don't exactly know how to deal with all that.
But they stand together in what they think happened to their only daughter.
Me and Candus know for a fact that Summer was abducted. We know that, but...
Can you share with me why you know for a fact, or how you know?
Well, the reason that I know is because I know my wife, and I know what kind of emotions and the heartbreak that she's been going through, and the way everything happened when she called me.
Have police given you any information on that, or anything pointing to that?
No.
That's unheard of.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says they have found no evidence Summer was abducted.
Why is it our property is any different than any other property where kids are abducted? Why? What makes them think, oh, there's no way an abduction can happen here, but everywhere else it's probable, but not this property?
Don Wells told us he could not speak about his recent charges based on the advice of his attorney. And just a reminder, though, there has been a gag order placed on the case involving the Child Protective Services that have their older sons.
What?
Stop. So there's nothing really new that wasn't on their written article post at all, really, was there? Hi, Annette Graff, one eye open. Yep, another Maria, hello to you. Could he have perfected his script? Absolutely he could. Because he does think he's smarter than the rest of us, doesn't he? Now we're going to go with this. Share screen again. So it is on Jody Sue. Oh, stop. Neighbour of Summer Wells says she heard a scream shortly before she went missing, which Ronnie Lawson has discounted. Don't forget. Where's the rest of the article? Are you kidding me? Oh, here we go. So I'll have to read it out to you guys. Rogersville, Tennessee. Hearing from neighbours has come slowly since Summer Wells went missing from the Beach Creek community in June. During the height of the ground search, access to the immediate area was blocked off because of the ongoing search and investigation. The Wells family lives across the street from a neighbouring property on mirroring mountains. Together, the two pieces of land can be described as sentinels, which sit high over Ben Hill Road. News Channel 11 has the very first interview given by a neighbour who says the day the 5-year-old little girl went missing, she and her two kids swear they heard a scream shortly before they joined the search for a now missing Summer Wells. On the watch and hypervigilant, that's how Jody Sue was the very day Summer went missing. There were no TVs and no noise at all, said the 10-year resident of Ben Hill Road. She was in her cabin with her 19 and 14-year-old children waiting for anything. Like, are you psychic? That's not written there, sorry. We were kind of hyper alert because of property things that had happened the day before. So we were listening for noise. Everyone was kind of quiet, said Brown. There was a property sale that brought a plethora of people to their door, confused about which piece of land was for sale, leading to a dispute over property lines. While we were out at one point doing survey lines, and there was a flash of a car that went up Candus and Donnie's driveway, she recalled. Something about it struck me. She and her family next heard a truck door slamming and dismissed it as their neighbours. The next sound they heard, though, was harder to justify. About an hour and a half before Summer is thought to have gone missing, Jody Sue, her son, and her daughter heard something far more suspicious, a scream. It stopped all three of us cold, Brown explained. Her daughter was the first to go to the cabin door. Then all three were there, listening, still. We heard this shrill, almost animalistic scream, her son said. Animalistic, but not an animal, according to Brown. I knew it was wrong, said Brown. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't an animal. That vigilance then kicked into overdrive. Jody Sue and her son went out to look for the source of the scream. My son and I decided to go out and see what we could see. We went back onto the bank. Didn't see anything. Didn't hear anything, she recalled. They went on with their evening and the kids returned to being kids, Jody Sue said. She headed down her driveway around 6 p.m. to tend to flowers. And at this point, I start hearing them holler for Summer, she said. By the third, I knew something was wrong, and then my brain immediately went, scream earlier, this? Uh-oh. Brown was the first to hear those calls and the first to join the search for Summer. I dropped my purse. Like what? You were tending to flowers. I dropped my purse, she said. I tried to yell up at Candus and I'm like, I'm looking, and I started looking. Brown searched one side of a creek while Summer's brothers checked the opposite side. Candus was coming down the drive. News Channel 11 asked Brown if she had reported the scream to police. She responded, oh, absolutely. I think the third police car by this point had started to come in. I stopped it, remembered Brown. I was like, look, I heard a scream earlier. Brown has been interviewed many times by investigators, bringing up the scream often. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson doesn't believe the scream is related to Summer's disappearance. She's been interviewed numerous times by not only my agency, but the TBI and FBI, and we don't find anything with that complaint or information related to the case, said Lawson. Jody Sue Brown wishes she could go back to just a short time before Summer disappeared and before the scream she believes was Summer. I wish every day that when I heard the scream I hadn't tried to dismiss it, she said. Referencing the work of the TBI, FBI and his own deputies, Sheriff Lawson reiterated in an interview the same week as Brown that investigators have found absolutely no proof that an abduction has taken place. So that's virtually saying it definitely has been ruled out. Is that the way you guys see it? But if she's tending to flowers, guys, why does she have her purse with her? If anyone wants to come up, I'll put the link in. Hi, True Crime and Other Stuff. Welcome. Chris Principessa. Pisa. Welcome. She also said her son had to help her walk, but yet she was walking the woods and stuff looking. I know. I thought that too. Wasn't she like really unwell at the time? Yeah, there's so much more to it. Oh, I don't know. And she said at 6 p.m, the third police car rolled in and she stopped it, where Donald says he got home after 6. No, that's not right either, is it? What time did the call go in? See how you can't rely on anybody's timeline other than the dispatch call, because everybody has a different version. Dunn said that initially there were no police there when he got home, but she's saying at 6 p.m, the third police car had turned up. I find that, I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to be super mean to Jody Sue, but I just don't take much she says as credible. Hi Rena Payne, how are you? Did anyone see the story about the technical devices or something like that was found during the search? Oh, where's that? There's another article on the search warrants. I wonder if Scott H will mind me. I'll stop sharing that. Scott, if you're in here, we're going to have a look at your community post from last night. Scott H. Community. 5 hours, 5 hours. Are you posting everything twice, Scott, or are they all different? No signs of abduction. So this one, here, hang on. Here we go. I found the link. he usually, yesterday, I'm not joking, it was so funny. Every single chat room I went into yesterday, Scott was in exactly the same one. It was like 12 hours of follow the leader, and we weren't communicating or anything, so I didn't know where or what he was going to, but every single chat. Oh, hang on a second. Crafter's Place says, I feel Jodie Sue knows too much and has interjected too much just of recently. Why wait till now? Where was she at the beginning when this info could have been more useful if it's true? I totally agree with you. It wasn't until when I don't know. Penny would be the best one to answer that, Scott and Penny, because they were the first ones who really interacted with her, weren't they? So I don't know if she's been talking to them for quite a while. I know that much. I was really shocked last night in Ziggy's room when she wanted, and look, I love Ziggy. I think she's awesome with everything she's doing. But I was just a little bit, I know she's trying to do a good thing and she's just got a huge heart and everything. But when she wanted Jodie Sue's post office box to send her makeup, I was like, please don't, please don't, please don't. Because just even in the last 2 days, the things that have come to light with what this lady's doing, and I know it's probably no skin off Ziggy's nose because it's her business and stuff, but I just don't like users, people that will just interact to get what they can out of you. It's my biggest pet hate in the world. One Eye Open says, it's already been proven that Donald Wells lied about what time he got home. I trust Jodie Sue before I trust Candus for Donald Wells. Yeah. Well, she was home the whole time, wasn't she? I think she might have meant she dropped something. I don't think you wouldn't have your purse while you're out in the garden, would you? Oh, sorry. Sorry, Chris. Do you want... I'll add you to the stream.
There we go.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
That was crazy.
Which
Dr.
bit?
Phil was just, whoa.
I know.
I don't think he believes them. Well, I don't think he's really questioning Dawn. He's looking at her.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But he's right. She can touch things all day long and laugh and joke. But they said the cornbread mafia and she cries.
Yeah.
Don't cry for your daughter.
Pardon?
She didn't cry for her daughter.
No, she didn't.
Cornbread mafia.
I know. It's I didn't even know what cornbread mafia was, to be honest, but obviously it's some sort of...
I thought it was moonshiners.
Oh, is it?
That's what I thought. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. But yeah, it's very touchy, isn't it, with her, whatever that statement did, she wasn't having a bar of it at all.
But just looking at her facial expressions, you can tell.
Yeah.
She knows something.
Yeah.
But somebody was just in Ziggy's chat and sent her an email from Jackson Pierce,
right,
saying that person was Grandis in the chat saying that Summer fell and broke her neck and they couldn't call the cops and Don buried her.
I've heard that before too.
Yeah. Ziggy was just saying it on her live before I came over here. But I
Oh,
couldn't
really?
stand the people on her panel, so I had to leave.
Yeah, there were a couple of months ago, someone said was making out they were Grandis, like a couple of months ago, and they said that exact same scenario back then as well, that Summer fell down the stairs and broke a neck, and yeah.
I think the name was Don't Touch Me or something like that. It was Don't something.
Yeah. Like, it's possible. Anything is possible, but I don't know why I'm struggling today to think that Donald's in on it. Is he just a
Oh,
really
he definitely is. He buried her or sent her to her last destination that she went to.
Yeah,
But Candus had to do with the first part of it.
yeah. I think he's really, really confident that people believe him, you know? Because look at how many women have defended him to begin with.
Yeah.
And right at the beginning with Mr. and Mrs. Sher, whoever they are, however you say it, I honestly, at the beginning when they first started talking to him and having him on their channel and everything, I honestly think that they believed him right at the beginning.
Yes.
You know? And he's really good because he's been doing this sort of, you know, manipulating people by the sound of it, allegedly, all his life, hasn't he?
Yep.
And she sort of, just the way I see them as a couple, she's like a little kid that stands behind him and Donnie, you deal with this, you deal with that sort of thing. She's got to ask him like he's her dad about everything.
I don't know. I feel like he's abused by her.
Oh, yeah, I think she's the aggressor, but I think
Yeah.
just in everything,
Like she
she's,
doesn't know how to make decisions in life.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I could see that.
I do think she beats him up and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
100%. And I've
Yeah, but
always thought she was the aggressive one, like the angry, just by things that he has said over the months about when she gets drunk, it's like, look out, I've got to babysit, da-di-da-di-da. They're things that he has said about what she's like.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't always had her back, has he? Really? Not until recently.
No, that's the only time I've seen it is recently. He's been throwing her under the bus, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if
You
he
know,
was able to control himself before or he's drinking more now. I don't know. But recently he's throwing that poor woman under the, not poor woman, sorry. She deserves everything she gets.
yeah,
Just for how them poor babies lived.
yeah, exactly. I think
But
it's
yeah,
getting
he's throwing her under
though.
the bus.
Carolina, were you timed out? Oh, it might have happened by mistake, sweetie, because you're in here all the time. I don't think it would have been done intentionally if maybe they're trying to do someone else or something. The comment that Cat's Eye says, the comment that got me upset is when Candus says, there's nothing else to remember. In my opinion, there is always something to remember when traumatized. I absolutely agree with you, Kat. Yeah, there's. Do you know what got me? And I don't want to play it because I know they'll they'll give me a copyright strike. But when on the Dr. Phil today's episode, when they showed her in the basement, did you hear her say, "This is where Summer and Waylon were"? Did anybody catch that?
Yes. Wasn't that the one that she did with Chris?
No, I don't think so.
I think it was because Dr. Phil said she wouldn't let them in her house.
Yeah, she would let him down in the basement, but not in the upstairs.
Yeah.
I'll see
I
if I
don't
can.
know.
I watched it on one of Chasing's ones. I'll have to go back and have a look because I don't want anyone to get angry with me. But yeah, you know how they showed the staircase as it is now with a railing and everything down the side of it? It was just after that little bit. But it could have been Chris's part too. And I swear she said, "This is where Summer and Waylon were." So did she mean on the day, or did she mean this is where they were sleeping? Because we all know they didn't sleep, that Summer didn't sleep in that room, don't
Yeah, she
we?
slept with Dawn.
Yeah. It's like they contradict each other all the time. And then they wonder why people are suspicious of them. That's the
Yes.
frustrating bit. After all the crap she's gotten about her house, I wouldn't want my house on national TV. No,
But she let Chris go in there.
I know. But I honestly don't think she thinks there's anything wrong with the way the house was. And that's why she let Chris in there.
I mean,
Like
come on,
that.
that counter goes over their stairs.
Yeah.
You gotta know something's wrong with that.
Yeah, I've always thought since day one, not day one, but I've always thought there was, maybe the boys were chasing her or trying to get the candy off her or something like that. And she's took off and has fallen down them stairs. And there's been a really bad accident and she's rang Donald and he come home. And as you say, he's dealt with that side of it. I don't even want to say it, but that's always sort of been my feeling. But then when Mary went up on panel with Chris McDonough that time and she gave her theory, I was like, oh my God. Like, it's horrible to even put your brain there, isn't it? That a parent could do something like that. But we all know it happens.
I mean, it's
Sadly.
been so hard for me to come up with my own opinion because I really can't see a parent hurting their child.
No. I know it's hard for us to think about in that sort of, with the essay and everything else. It's inconceivable for anyone else to, unless you've been through it, and the trafficking and everything just. But I know it happens and I know it's real. I just don't like to think it's real, You sort of live in a little. But yeah, it's horrible. So what?
And Jody Sue. Jody Sue. Did you hear about her new video?
No. She's got another one on Facebook? Really?
Saying that Candus never had food in the house. The kids were always starving. They would always go over to her house and she would tell them, you can have whatever you want. And then the boys started leaving the refrigerator open. So she had to tell them that they couldn't come there. A whole long BS story. I don't believe a word she says. Because first it went from, oh, they would just come over if they need to borrow to get some toilet paper or something. Now it's she was feeding the kids because they had no food.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it. I haven't seen it yet. But it looks like she's had her hair done recently and she looks all,
No, I think
oh,
she just straightened her hair.
oh, okay. Yeah, she looked a bit different to the last time I seen her.
I don't know, Sharon, but I think all these people are liars.
Yeah. It just, I seen information direct screenshots yesterday or the day before where a lady and her husband had gifted her $500 and she said that she turned it into the TBI and never used the money.
I don't
But
believe that.
no, I don't either. Where's the receipts that she did that?
Yeah.
And she's never mentioned that when any of the fundraising was going on or anything like that, did she?
No.
You know?
Q sent her $160.
Yeah, because that was her share of what
Yeah.
merch was sold, wasn't it?
Yeah. If she was going to send that $500 to the TBI, why didn't she
Yeah,
send that 160?
I know. Exactly. But she said she wanted that money for her kids.
Yeah.
Or where is it now if it's for your kids?
It went to her nails and her hair.
Yeah, remember she said, oh, I want that money to be there for my kids in case
Yep.
anything happens to me.
What is the $160 going to do?
Exactly. But I think that's why she had that big tantrum after the marathon, because she thought she was going to get thousands out of it, I reckon.
Yes.
I really do. And when it wasn't selling like the other stuff, I think it was just a big tantrum because she only got $168.
Yep.
Crazy. And very ungrateful. No, if it was $10, she should have been grateful, shouldn't she?
Yep. I would have cried my eyes out.
Yeah.
Even if it was $20.
Yeah. We've got a new person, Karina Analenskeko. Hello, how are you? Penny, do you think... Oh, sorry. There's a name. Penny, do you think I'm a whore? I think this is the lady that was Tiffany's left foot yesterday. Oh, she's cracking me up with her name changes. That's gold.
Yeah, but I mean, like Penny said right there about Jody Sue thinking that there was a lot of things donated to her, like with all those gift cards that Chase
I know.
stole.
And he sent them back
Yeah.
to the people because he knew she was lying.
Yeah.
But no, she doesn't talk about any of that, does she, when she's throwing everyone else under the bus?
No, because
But yeah,
Chase is the fake FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I know Ziggy's just got a big heart and everything because I'm like that too. But I was just worried last night when Ziggy's like, I want to send you some makeup. And I'm like, oh,
To
Ziggy.
who?
To Jody Sue.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Go, not the one from after Dr. Phil. It was from like 12 hours ago. 14
Yeah,
hours
that's the
ago.
one I'm talking about. The video that Jody Sue posted.
No, the one that Ziggy posted. In Ziggy's live. Ziggy said for Jody
Oh,
Sue to
okay.
email her post office box so Ziggy could send her makeup, like gift her makeup. And I said, oh dear Lord, she's not going to appreciate it, and she just thinks she's going to get whatever she can out of every creator for nothing, in my opinion.
I don't remember where I heard this, but I heard it
Mm.
from a couple of people that Jody Sue was not the one who was abused. She was the abuser.
Oh, a little bit like Candus.
Yes.
Right. That wouldn't surprise me. Because you've seen her when she gets irritated
Yes.
and she's thrown into. They are just like adult tantrums, both of them.
Uh-huh. It's like they're too, in their minds, I see Candace being more like this than Jody Sue. Candace is still a child in her mind.
Yeah, she's not her physical age.
I mean, if
Like,
you ask me, I see Asperger's in Candace.
really.
Yes.
Yeah, she's very. The more I see of her, the more intellectually,
Yes.
disabled I think she is. Too childlike. And I
Yes.
don't think she's just acting either. I think she definitely is not.
No, she is definitely,
And,
something's not right.
and when she's like that, how does she parent properly and run a household properly and everything?
You
You know
can't.
what Yeah, exactly.
Especially, I see oppositional defiant disorder. Now, I'm not a doctor.
No, me
I'm a
either.
teacher. I'm a teacher, so I study
Oh,
these things, okay?
yeah,
But I see oppositional defiant disorder in her, which
yeah,
is the abusive side of her.
yeah.
But I do see Asperger's.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I do
But
think she did have some sort of Bell's palsy thing happen. I don't know if it was before or after, though.
you know, that may be possible because of stress.
Yeah,
For a while there, I thought Dawn was just lying about that because she was drinking so much and he was blaming it on that.
yeah.
But I don't see Dawn being that smart to know to say that.
Well, I think he's got that from watching Chris McDonough. Because remember, Chris addressed that very first interview that they did with Ainsley Daniels, and Chris and the behavioural panel said they felt like she'd had Bell's palsy or something. And I think Donald's watched that and he's just took that on. Maybe, I don't know. It's just that's why I always thought when he started saying that later on, because you know how he picks up stuff off YouTube, doesn't he? Like we all know he
Yeah.
virtually keeps on it whenever he can. And he
Look
admits
at,
to hypervigilance with meth use, and he knows what you get from meth use because he's used it.
yeah,
He
I
doesn't.
know nothing about drugs, but look at what Penny just said. Meth can damage nerves in the face too.
Oh, can it? Wow.
Yeah.
Because meth you guys might be able to explain. So methamphetamines, is that the same as Australian ice? Do you guys call it ice over there as well?
I think so.
Yeah,
I've heard of ice before,
yeah.
but I don't know what it is.
No, I don't. All I know is it's white crystally stuff.
Okay, yeah, somebody said yes.
Yes? Oh, okay. Thanks, Starry Night. And hello to you. Thanks for popping in. Yeah,
Penny
it's
said there's a strain of meth called ice.
yeah.
Okay.
Because that's been a huge problem over here for a few years, like really bad. It's a cleaner version. Wow.
I'm about to ask a stupid question. Is meth
No,
the one you make with what is it, pseudoephedrine?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they do make it out of that. And like, I live in a rural area in New South Wales, and even in our area, they have had the odd, sorry, the odd house explosion from little labs where they're trying to make the stuff, and the whole house explodes because
Oh
they
my
don't know
goodness.
what they're doing. They just want it so bad. You know, that they have these little home meth labs. It's crazy. But yeah, I didn't know it could affect your the muscles in your face and stuff. That would make sense though.
Battery acid?
Yeah, I've heard that.
What? Who would
And
want to do battery acid?
yeah, and sometimes Starry Night, if you know, I've heard that they put like rat sack in it. Their Drano type stuff. Like, it's no wonder it does so much damage to their brains.
Drano? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
And
Drano. I've heard
why?
that.
Why would people want to do? How do you even use meth, first of all?
How do they use it?
Yeah, do they smoke it, shoot it
Well,
up?
I think some smoke it like in a little glass pipe thing I've seen in different TV documentaries, and others I have heard that they inject it as well, but they can either smoke it or inject it. I think I'm no.
Why would you want to smoke battery acid and
Wonder
oh
why
my
your house blows
goodness?
up. You know? My God,
Oh, you
it's
can
scary.
snort it, smoke it, and inject it.
Yeah. Oh, snorted as well. Holy moly. It does ruin families' ion crime. It's and it's a lot cheaper apparently. In Australia, it's like dirt cheap compared to heroin and all the other drugs. And it sort of hit the little country towns harder because of that reason, because it is cheaper. The little towns have really huge problems with it now. T. Riley said she had a friend in high school that died from that. Yeah, we've had a few around here too. And it's really, really sad.
That's what I'm saying, Twiggy.
What's Twiggy say? Who would
Who
want to
would
put
want
all
to put all that crap in their bodies?
I know. But with the ice, I know this is they reckon you can be like totally consumed from the very first use. You know how some drugs you've got to have it a few times before it gets a hold on you? They reckon with the methamphetamine, you can be addicted to it from the very first time. And that scares the living hell out of me with two girls that are like, one's preteen now, she'll be 13 next year. It just makes you want to lock them in the house and never let them out, you know? It terrifies me. It really
Oh
does.
my goodness.
Hornet
Look at what
spray.
Blue Sky, I can't even read it again. Look at what Blue Sky just said.
Yeah. My daughter taught class, a little girl came to class, could barely walk, and they looked, its feet was burnt, and after checking her parents had been meth, she stepped in. So, oh my God, that poor little thing. You know, that's just another side of it. Summer would have been in, you know, halfway through kindergarten now and learning to write, and Our kids are nearly finished the school year. We've only got 5 weeks to go and it's the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
You guys start mid-year, don't you? And then finish?
Where I live, we start in August and we finish in June.
Yeah. So we start in January, finish in December. So, yeah, in Australian time, she would nearly be finished kindergarten now if she started school, you know, in January. And it just makes me really, really sad that she has missed all of that. Unless by miracle someone beautiful has her and she's having a really good life. And sometimes I like to think that when I get really, really emotional over it. They are chasing that. Yeah, T. Riley, that's what I've heard. And then they keep needing more and more and more to get the same feeling as that first initial go of it. I'm so grateful I've never ever, like I've admitted, I've tried marijuana 3 times in my life, but it's just not something I enjoy to think.
I
Father
did
God,
twice and I had a panic attack.
yeah, that's what I
So I
think
can't.
happened to me. I just did not like the sensation of not being in control, or you know, that wobbly horrible feeling. I just didn't like it. So I'm blessed that I didn't like it, you know, because a
I
lot of
think what
people,
puts me in a panic attack is it forces my body to relax and I don't
yeah,
know how to relax. And it
really,
just puts me into like the biggest panic attack.
yeah, yeah. But this was interesting with this search warrants thing. We'll just play this real quick. Are you okay to stay up for a little bit?
Yeah, what search warrant?
I'll just TBI executed search warrants. So we'll just play this.
Oh,
If your loan isn't with Eastern Credit Union, you're missing out.
I just don't want to oh, 17 seconds, are you kidding me? These apps go forever, don't they? I play that little best friends game and every
that
now
girl
and
looked like
again,
Robin.
oh, not this guy again. Here we go.
First tonight, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation took to social media today saying they're once again seeing a slew of misinformation being spread online regarding the search for missing Hawkins County 5-year-old Summer Wells.
This has been a problem for months. Ansley Daniels tracking the story. Her family, Summer's family, reported her missing nearly 5 months ago. Ansley's now live in the studio with an update on the case. Ansley.
Sharon, if you mute, it won't.
Josh and
echo.
Sarah, in that series of 6 tweets, the TBI says that they've recently seen an uptick in misinformation about the case of the missing 5-year-old. Those tweets also reveal that numerous search warrants have been executed and any potential digital evidence has already been collected, including social media accounts. Summer Wells was reported missing by her family June 15th, sparking an Amber Alert and a widespread search in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County. That search lasted for several weeks. In those tweets today, the TBI reiterated they are still working daily with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI in Knoxville in that search. They say that those efforts have included numerous ground searches, dozens of aerial searches, dive teams in area waters, and K9 search teams. The TBI also says they have checked all available surveillance photos and videos in the area as well, and they continue to say they will not give up until Summer is found. Now, Donald Wells and Candus Bly will be speaking about their missing daughter in front of a national audience the next 2 days when they will be on the Dr. Phil Show. You can watch that here on News Channel 11 at 4 p.m. both Thursday and Friday to hear what they had to say. Now, following the Dr. Phil Show on News Channel 11 at 5 and through the evening tomorrow, we will provide you with continuing in-depth coverage in the search for Summer Wells. You'll be able to hear from investigators, people in the Beech Creek community, and those working to keep Summer's name on people's minds.
The Tennessee Bureau of
they-
Investigation, I know, and the sheriff's office are continuing to work on this, and they're still looking for this little girl. They say they've been so frustrated with the lack of information in the case. And I know, Ansley, you've been working with our team here to produce several stories over the next few days about the latest on the case. What are some of the things you're focusing on?
So we have spent a lot of time in Beach Creek as a team here at News Channel 11, especially in that height of the search. Now, we have gone back to Beach Creek the last few weeks. We have spoken with different neighbors. We have gone back to the investigators as well as Don Wells. We have spoken with all of them. So starting tomorrow, you're going to hear from Don Wells and Sheriff Lawson, but you're also going to meet a neighbor who lives across the street from the Wells family who tells us that she heard a scream the night Summer went missing. She says that she heard it a few hours before that timeline that the police gave us started, but she kind of goes through what she recalls of that night and what she has been through with investigators. Now, we also spoke with a pair of YouTube content creators who talk a little bit about how that has played a major role in this case and why they believe cases like this are so popular on that online platform and what their passion is, because it's really interesting considering that, you know, these people are creating content based on cases that we cover in the news, but these people are just more like freelance or just regular content creators, people that aren't like us, and so just a different media platform. So we learned a little bit more about that, as well as other community members and a few other stories that we're excited to share with you that we've been working on the last couple of weeks.
We look forward to seeing those reports tomorrow, Ansley.
Absolutely.
All right, Ansley, thanks. Again, TBI is asking anyone with credible information on Summer Wells to contact them as the search continues. You can call 1-800-TBI-FIND or email your tips to tips.
I bet it's Cam and Ali, the YouTube creators they interview. Yeah.
No, it's Chase.
Oh, is it?
And it was supposed to be on today after Dr. Phil.
Oh, well, there you go.
Is it there yet?
No, I don't think so. Hang on, I'll make this smaller somehow. Where'd it go?
TBI
Stop.
at tn.gov.
That's the DUI one.
Oh, it was all three of them?
That was when it only went for like a minute, I think. You know, when he talked about not being allowed on YouTube again? That's about the TBI. That's sort of what we watched. It's 3 months.
Hey, Penny, as long as it's not TM's right foot.
Cracks me up. She really, really does. Chase. Okay. That would make sense too. But they said a pair. Do they mean Chase and Trixie?
No, CC.
Oh, okay. So Chase.
Yeah, cracking cases.
Yeah, and cracking cases for their investigative stuff.
Yeah.
That would totally make sense. Thanks, Millie, because I had no clue. I just thought it was just Cam and Ali. The poor drinking culture in Aussie is problematic indeed. I think we drink to enjoy more like Italians and the French seem to. Yeah, Aussie blokes like a beer. Oh, you seen them on a news snippet, Jolene? I wonder if Jodie Sue is capable of curving her language. I don't know, that'll be interesting. But I just didn't understand why she said she dropped her purse when she was in the garden. And the very first second I read it and it said she was with the flowers, I was just having my first coffee and I nearly spat it everywhere. Oh, Yaya says it was on YouTube 6 minutes ago. No offense to new channels, tons of people joined for summer. I just don't think Cracking Cases should be the channel to interview about true crime. Call me crazy. No, Millie, you're fine to say what you think. You know you're not going to be booted. You're not being horrible about them. It's just your opinion. So you're completely fine. We're not going to be booting people just for an opinion.
No, I can't watch their channel.
No, I think I've watched 3 since they started.
I want to jump through my phone and knock
Yeah.
them out.
Like you have your favorites, don't you? Like as a sub, I
Yes.
have my ones I look for the red dot for, you know, and everybody is exactly the same. You're sort of drawn to some and not to others, and that's completely okay. Hi, who knows? Hi, Emre and Dave Dog. Lock her up. I shouldn't laugh. I know I shouldn't laugh, but sometimes when you just read a comment, you have to. Don't you?
Lock her up.
Lock her up. And the way she paused when they said, "What do you think should happen to the person?"
Yes.
And
She paused and closed her eyes.
Closed her eyes straight away and had to think about it for a second. Like, I just think she knows it's coming. She absolutely knows it's only a matter of time. And that is why she gets so distressed. And that's just an opinion. I don't think that's, yeah, I'm not an investigator. I'm not a journalist. It's just the vibe you get, isn't it? That after you've watched someone.
She knows something. She does.
Yeah. Oh, Emre, I actually, yes, I'm clapping hands right now because that lady has aggravated the daylights out of me. She is I don't get her manner because 1 minute she's laying the boot into Don and Candus, okay? This is my confusion with her. She's saying how they know what they've done, da-di-da-di-da, but if someone else says something, she jumps all over them. And I don't understand that. Like, is it because she doesn't like anyone to try and say that they know more than her and she just wants to know it all? I don't understand.
That's exactly it.
You know what I mean? I don't understand why the way
she wants
was
to be, oh, I know them, they're my neighbors, you don't know them.
Yeah, it's just bizarre to sit and listen to her. And the way she flew for Jenna and them, like, oh, you don't know Donald. But then 2 seconds later, she's laying the boot into him again. But why I don't have any respect for her, and I know everyone changes their opinion, is because she used to come into my chat early on, and I would see her in everyone else's chats. And it was sort of a joke at the beginning, if you guys remember. And soon as you'd see her name in the chat, you'd know straight away, oh, here we go. And everyone thought she was Donald, didn't they? So, because she was so defensive and trying to justify everything that people were saying in chats against Don and Candus, she'd be in there ripping everyone down for saying what they were saying. But now she's totally on the opposite foot at times, because at times it still sounds like she's defending them, in my opinion.
I have to say, Suzanne Sutherland, I think if Fred Arden was on Dr. Phil, he would put himself into a mental hospital.
I wonder, guys, how many YouTube videos he's watched. Like, honestly, I'd love to get him up on panel and say, now, Dr. Bill, have you seen this video? Let's watch this and do his reaction of watching it, you know? I wonder if he
I was
watched the
just happy
whole,
they showed Chris's video of the real house not cleaned up.
because that was a big question in my mind. I wonder if Dr.
Yes.
Bill has seen the inside of the house, and I wonder if, you know, so it's going to be interesting tomorrow to see if she walks off again, because I reckon she will. That's just my thought. Jodie Sue was not wrong about that PO box. She wasn't wrong, AB. Chase and her story hasn't changed. About Chase and her story hasn't changed. Go to her Facebook, watch all her videos, because most 2 to 4 minute little clips come from third hour lives. I'm confused. I'm not going to shoot you down in flames, who knows, because how was she right about Chase? In what way? Because I think Chase is, you know, at least Chase has piped up and said and owned things straight away. I don't think some things I think he maybe shouldn't have done, absolutely, as in who he's trusted and who he's talked to. But you can't rip a guy to shreds with, if you weigh out the good list and the list of, I'm pretty sure he's winning on the good list. I think and I know I'm in Australia and I don't know as much as you guys, but I believe Prayer Gardens thought Don was leaving Candus Wells for her. Yeah, I agree, Millie. Where's little? Oh, hi, Vonda. Gloria J. Stump. Seagate 1. We've got some new people participating in chat. That's awesome. Yeah, she did, didn't she, Iron Chrome? She did talk about Don leaving Candus. And I don't buy the whole, I had to tell TBI first what my receipts were before I said anything. Why say on Monday that on Thursday you're going to bring receipts on Ziggy's channel and not come through with
I
them?
never do it.
I really felt sorry.
That had me mad.
Yeah, I was mad too. Not only that, you know, she deliberately just wouldn't come on that Thursday night, remember?
No, she did come on, and then when Ziggy started questioning her about it, she just left the whole live.
Yeah, and she got really, really angry too.
Yeah.
And all people wanted was the receipts that you said you had. Have you seen in Nita's world how she has uncovered $3 million missing in Hawk? No.
Who did?
T. Riley's comment. Have you seen Nita's world how she has uncovered $3 million are missing in Hawkins County? Is that just a recent video, T. Riley? Oh, I'll just have a look on my phone.
You know, Scott H. did a live right before Dr. Phil came on in Tennessee.
Oh, radio.
And he was going through a list of things that have happened and who's connected in Hawkins County.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everybody is family. And they cover up for everything.
Yeah.
They had a big shootout and no one was charged for it.
I know. It's just crazy, crazy. but I do like them too. The two guys that were on Dr. Phil today, I love them. Out of the four of them, I don't mind the guy that's usually in the bottom left, but Mark, every time I look at him, he reminds me of I can't even think of his name. Like back in the 90s, that movie, oh God, the little British guy, and there were music clips and stuff. I'll think of him, but he reminds me of this funny guy, like comedian guy, and I can't look at him and take him seriously because you know how,
Yeah.
But I like them. I think they work really, really well together, don't they?
Who knows? I never liked Jodie Sue from the beginning, so I'm not following anyone.
No, I've just been really, really wary.
Yeah.
Why rip her apart? The good outweigh the weights, the bad. Yeah, look, she's got a story as well, and but I can say for myself what I dealt with her. That's all I can be 100% with, and she did try to play me big time. And
What'd she do to you?
Just emails and stuff, running Penny and Scott down and things like that before Scott and Penny sort of.
She adored Penny too.
Yeah.
So she
And I
said.
was just really, really disappointed because I was going to make her a quilt and send over there, and then she got nasty, and I just thought, wow. It just makes you look at people different when you go, like when you actually deal with it yourself. So I can only speak on what happened with me, and I don't know what's happened with other people. And we don't know with anybody that, like, same with Ali and H and everyone else, nobody knows exactly what is fact. That's what I keep coming back to. The only thing we absolutely 100% know is fact is a 911 call come in on the 15th of June, or whatever, 5:35 or whatever it was, saying that Summer was not at the house. And everything else is up in the air to me because there's no fact about anything. You've got Jodie Sue saying her thing, Candus saying hers, Donald, everything's just everywhere, even their day trip into town. I know Chris McDonough verified a few of the places they went to and stuff. And so I guess that's fact. But it's really hard to say. My biggest query has always been, okay, so most of it's been verified with Chris with how their day in town played out, hasn't it? Because he went and talked to people in the stores and stuff. But from the time they got home, if they went straight home, to the minute that Candus made a 911 call, all of that is grey. We just don't know what happened there. Only they do. So
yeah, just like we don't know if Hunter really went back there or not.
Yeah. Oh, was it on Ziggy last night I was listening to when she read out a post, and apparently it was an inbox from Grandis, and it said, Hunter, Summer, Candus and I were planting flowers. And I spun around like, what did I just hear? Hunter was there also. So I don't know where that come from or anything. The only thing I care about with Jodie Sue is if she can really help this. And yeah, exactly, Vonda. And I think that's what everyone's like Anybody, Jody Sue, anybody that can help with that little missing link, we're all praying that something comes out. But we just don't know. JJ was in the background. I think a lot of things went on in the background that may have made her have, yeah, who knows? I love your name. Because how many times do you say it? Who knows? Like, how would you know? Daisy says she sees 3 facts. 1, the summer is missing. 2, Candus and Don and CH's actions in the last 5 months. 3, 911 call. But yesterday I was listening, I don't even know where I was, whose room I was in, whatever. They were talking about something that she actually went missing in May. And I was like, really? How could that be when they had video footage of her in church and stuff, like the weeks prior? Candus is guilty. She looks guilty. Her story is stupid. I agree with you. I think half the world does. Hang on.
Oh, Emery, I have one that's half Bichon Frise and half miniature pincher. And half asshole.
Hubby just come to get his charger. Actually, it's my charger because I've lost his charger. I did have it, but I don't know where I put it. It'll be around here somewhere. Oh, dear.
They are sweet dogs, but the miniature pincher part of mine is, horrible.
I know. Oh, we go through so many charges in this house. It's
My son
ridiculous.
does too.
Yeah. I don't know how. If anyone else wants to come up and chat with us, you're more than welcome.
Lick Block, come up.
Yeah. Luckily, we both have the same phone because only one of us in the family has an iPhone, and we don't have to argue about her device. But hubby and I are always like, where's my charger? Who knows says, I'm 100% sure she has told law enforcement, TBI, everything she knows to the point of putting herself in danger, and she has plenty of proof. My thing is with that, who knows if she knows more than Candus and Don, how can that be? And why are they not in danger?
Yeah.
If Jody Sue is in so much danger. That's what I've struggled with Jody Sue as well. I know she's leaving a relationship and she's in a situation there, and I hope she gets the help she needs. But if it's danger because of Summer's case, why isn't everyone else that's in, close to the wells, where she wasn't really close, geographically she was, because she lived across the road, but why aren't people from the church in danger, or people from the theatre in danger? It just doesn't. I don't understand why Jody's in danger because of the Summer Wells case.
I don't think
That's
that's
my
why.
question.
I mean, like I said before, she said that she couldn't walk that day. She had a bad day. Her son had to carry her. But then a little bit later, she was down in there searching for her. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
that right there just made me not believe anything that came out of her mouth.
No. And some people can't help it, honestly. Some people can't help. They just, lie, but they start believing their own lies as well. Yeah, Candace doesn't remember if the door was open or locked. I honestly don't believe it would ever have been locked with 4 kids. I know what our back door's is like just with 2 kids. They always forget to lock it. And it's an older door, the one right at the back of the house where you have to actually turn a key. There's no little flick or anything like that.
Here, I'm turning my fan on so you can see my dog.
Oh,
Emery, look at him.
I've got one just like him. Oh, he's beautiful. He's
so
a lot cleaner
cute.
than mine is at the moment.
Oh no, he had to have a bath last night. I was on Libby's live, and my
Yeah,
daughter started screaming.
yeah.
He went to the bathroom and he had it stuck on him,
Oh,
and she didn't know when she brought him back in.
yeah.
And he got on her bed, and it was all over her bed, so I had to throw him in the bath.
Oh, he's adorable.
Thank you. He's my big teddy bear.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Everyone loves to see each other's pets. Really cute. Is he a little yapper though? Does he yap a lot?
Not at all.
Really? Oh, mine does.
He just turned a year old.
Yeah.
And it was like maybe the first 6 months we never heard a peep out of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's loving him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to do a day where everyone comes up with their pet. I think that'll be super cute. Even the bunny needs to rest sometimes. Yes, Caroline. Oh, Liz is here. Hey, Liz. How are you? Did you watch Dr. Bill? Our kitties always try to steal the show. Yeah. They don't like it though. My cat, when she comes up here with me, if I've been on here for an hour or so, she'll start coming and biting my leg like, enough. Get away from that. They're not silly, are they? Yeah, absolutely, Liz. Do you want to do that tomorrow after Dr. Bill? See how you feel? Just shoot me a message if you're up to it. Okay, awesome. Guys, this will be awesome for tomorrow. And Emerald Flower, are you still in here? I'll shoot you a message because Emerald Flower has a powerful story as well. And we're going to do a live where she can talk about it and what she's lived through and that sort of stuff. And we might do that a little bit later if she's going to be around. Because hubby's home, I've got to go and feed him and everything, do the wifey thing. Something spooked Jody Sue. Something didn't feel right. Yeah, there's just something there that gnaws at me. Like, why is she so petrified when Don and Candus aren't even petrified? And if it's separate to leaving a DV situation, why is she petrified because of the case? That's my biggest query.
And why all of a sudden last night did she come out with all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm
when
gonna have
she
to
lied before, saying that they would only go over there to get a roll of toilet paper or whatever.
Yeah, but then
you have to watch it.
I must have come into the chat last night on, it must have been Ziggy's because she was the only one on my time last night. And they were saying that Jody Sue seen 2 nights before Summer went missing, something about Jody Sue was over there and seen her get out of the shower with Donald. And I
Yes,
just don't know
she said
where.
that on her video last night.
Right. Okay. So then someone said Candus approached her and asked her to change her story after she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I was confused with that too, because I thought, is that something she's only just said, or did that come out when it came out weeks ago?
Oh no, that came out last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
So why did she leave it till last night to talk about it then?
I don't know.
Yeah, Seagate, because that come out weeks and weeks ago, because it was Ali's daughter, True, that let that one out of the cat, let that cat out of the bag. That was like 2 months ago. That she had physically seen and been there when that had happened earlier.
See, I believe Jody Sue's hearing all these stories, and she put them all into one video and said that she witnessed all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't know.
Yeah.
If not true, Mafia gonna sue him for slander. She said, yeah, she did lip lock. She definitely did say 2 nights before Summer went missing. And even that was odd to me because, as she said previously, oh, you know, we weren't friends. We might have seen each other every now and then, sort of thing. I don't know, Caroline, I'm thinking the same thing. But it is, I agree with you. It's like she does hear and see things on all these channels and then takes it on as her own experience, that it was her. Yeah, I do. And I know she hasn't been well and all of that, but come on. It was a joke, Sharon. Okay, that's good. Cocoa Puffs, I love that saying. The Cocoa Puffs one. Cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. Was she over there? I don't know, Amray. I don't know. I know if it was me and I was over there 2 nights before and I started talking to Scott and Penny, that probably would have been the first thing I talked about.
Yeah, see, Cold Keys Crystal, she said, Jody Sue said she had only been over there one time before that.
Really? Donald was over their place quite a bit though, wasn't he? Apparently.
From what Jody Sue says, what's his name, Andy,
Yeah.
was over there at Don's house all the time, doing drugs with them.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you can, Liz. I'll just chuck the link in for you.
Emery, no matter where I watch her, I got to put the closed caption on because I can't understand her.
Yeah, I struggle a bit. And if Prayer Garden's on with someone and it's like a replay I'm watching, I have to slow her down a bit because she gets so flustered. She talks really, really fast and aggressive and I can't comprehend what she's saying.
She gives me a headache. Somebody wants to come up.
Yep. Liz does.
Oh, you put the link.
Yeah, I popped the link in for her. Our little angel, Liz. She has such a great perspective on things and she can verbalize them where I just get all tongue twisted sometimes. Okay, I'm going to have to go and look at it. I think I tried to look at a Facebook one other time and I've never, it says in my Facebook, you have to unfollow, I've reached a limit and I have to unfollow some people so I can follow more people. And I'm like, what? So I was going through my feed trying to think, oh, but I like that one. Why should I unfollow that one? And I just got really frustrated. Has anyone come across that before? Here's Liz.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm much better.
Oh, that's good news. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that.
I was beginning to get concerned with how sick I was staying for so long, but I'm much better.
Oh, that's awesome. And you're still home, aren't you? You're not in hospital anymore?
No, I'm home, so I'm home and resting, and I'm healthy enough now to be aggravated that I have to be still.
That's a good sign.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to come on and say that with this Jody Sue stuff that she's been saying, you know, if something were to happen to where somebody can verify, show proof, or the kids give a statement to where what she says apparently did happen,
Yeah.
her withholding that until it suited her to tell it, she could potentially get a charge based on that.
Really?
Yes.
I've never thought of it like that either.
So if you have knowledge of someone being abused, molested, anything that is against the law, that is, you know, and you withhold that, and you actually basically in the USA, you're basically placed in the position that you are then aiding someone to continue that abuse, and therefore you may yourself get a charge.
Yeah. Well, that
From
makes
what
sense.
she said, she told TBI.
Well, I hope she did, but if she held on to it for, you know, a number of weeks or months or however long, you know, that could have a bearing on what she's saying and how they can use the information.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't
'Cause I
trust, I mean, just to be, I'm going to be hillbilly for a minute, but I don't trust the woman as far as I can spit.
know.
So
I think there's a lot of people like that right now. It's too many contradictions.
yes, yeah, too many stories that it only suits her when she tells them.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, because if they were honest truths, those come out and hurt sometimes, but everything suits her to a T.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, after the last couple of weeks, I just I'm just tired of feeling aggressive and angry, you know? That's why I'm sort of trying to be just a bit calmer about how I feel without being nasty and horrible. But I don't think you're being nasty and horrible at all. I think we still should be able to say what we think
We
without
all
it.
have opinions.
Pardon?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, we all have to have our, you know, we all have our opinions and our speculations and our, you know, and I think that's a great thing for everybody to brainstorm and think together, because obviously
Yeah.
the more options, you know, the more possibilities we can come up with, and you know, the more things we may discover. But
Yeah.
I will tell you, I saw something online the other night that I was so frustrated by it that by the time I actually did a live about it, I was just at the point of laughing at it because it was so absurd. I just ended up laughing about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know a lot of these creators, so as I've not felt good, I've just let whatever comes up in my recommended play, and I'll just kind of lay here and listen to it. And
Yeah.
I actually listened to someone try to call Dawn Wells, and then apparently he called her back. And when he called her back, she answered the phone, addressed him as baby, and said, "Oh, I'm just getting out of the shower." And I was
What?
like, yes, I know. I was like, what human being on the face of this earth would use that language to a man who is a self-proclaimed
Oh,
abuser
oh my God.
and
You know who she's
air
talking
that.
about, Sharon?
No, I don't know who she's talking about.
Molly.
Oh,
Molly Golightly.
Yeah, that was the first time that's the first time I'd ever seen her, because I kept seeing MGL come
don't
up
go back.
in
Uh-huh.
statements, and I was like, Machine Gun Kelly, what? That's not.
Oh my God.
But I thought,
Yeah.
what woman in the right mind? Because from a clinician standpoint, I look at that and go, okay, you're stroking that man's ego.
Mm-hmm.
You're hitting some of these sensors in his body that he likes to be hit. You're revving his engine, and you are how many thousands of miles away, and who is going to have to take that energy now?
Yes.
Exactly. And everybody says that he hit her at the end of it.
Yeah.
But why did he hit her?
I don't know.
Because of exactly what she just said.
That energy has to come out somewhere, somehow. And
Yeah.
that and probably for him, aggression is just an extension of communication, because obviously he doesn't communicate well, so aggression is just another form of communication for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's their everyday life, sadly.
But I sat there and I thought, oh dear Jesus,
I know.
these are the people we have leading the next generation.
Yep. It was so disturbing. The way he's like, don't you break my effing door. I don't know. I thought he was going to get up and whack her then, to be honest. I don't know what she was doing to his door, but he got really, really angry when she must have been pulling on the door or something. And I was actually just sitting there thinking any minute now he's going to get up and punch her. And I was surprised he didn't. But that must be just the way they communicate to each other constantly when they're drinking.
He contradicts himself all the time, because when he's on video, when he's on these TV shows, he projects himself as the peacemaker, the calmer. I'm the person that keeps everyone calm. I keep everybody passive. But when you see him on these YouTube channels and in just day-to-day activities and conversation with his family and people, he is arrogant and aggressive and abrasive. And so
Yeah.
you know which one is the truth,
Yeah.
because you act yourself at home, so we know which one is the truth. We know which one is the put on show. So
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that Dr. Phil tomorrow will really dig in and and allow everyone to witness this, the two sides of him, because he's very much trying to present the passive, I'm a good guy
Yeah.
side on Dr.
Yeah.
Phil. And I want him to crack and show his true personality on Dr. Phil tomorrow.
I don't
Yeah,
think he will.
You don't think he will?
No.
It depends on how well versed he is, how well practiced he is, and I'm really hoping that there's something that's been figured out, researched, found, that they can use, that will really, he won't expect, that will really get his
Yeah.
goat, But I'm on the fence too, going, will it happen or not?
Yeah.
But we all can see the contradictions between how he presents himself in certain areas and how he presents himself when he's just on a YouTube channel at home.
Yeah, exactly. Liz, do you think Dr. Phil will bring up the essay with his stepsisters?
If he doesn't, I think he's missing the entire mode of the entire story.
Yeah, because there's been nothing about that in the clips, has there? Like in the little previews.
No, I think that they said that. I think he said today that he was upset that his family started dropping negative stories immediately about him. But that's the most that they've alluded to it. So I'm really hoping that they get into some meat of the matter tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's hope.
I hope so. So much.
What did you think about Candus today, Liz?
You know, it was nice to see her cry. I was beginning to think she couldn't. It's just sad she can't cry about the right things.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So it's just like, you know, at least we know she has tear ducts now.
But she had more tears for Jenna betraying her on Ziggy's channel than she did this whole time with Summer's situation. It's just that blew me away.
What irritated me was she broke down at the mention of one of the smallest, most minuscule little gangs in the hills of Tennessee. And if that broke her down that much, I would have sat there and just listed every security threat group I knew by name and just see how which one she really broke down to. Because I'd be like, I've got a list. I know them all. Let me just name them all right now. Because to break down to the cornbread mafia, I mean, seriously, come on now. It's going to take something bigger than cornbread mafia to make me cry. But for her to break down at that after she showed no emotion for losing her daughter, going and reliving the experience with people that have interviewed her, she's had no emotion, no tears, almost deadpan, just kind of just, you know, she's just flat.
Yeah.
And then
Cocaine
to
Crystal
break down
said,
to that.
so that essay is the motive of the story. I think it's just plays into if they've got rid of her sort of from the family or given her away or sold her or whatever because of the essay and CPS coming and stuff. I think that's where that motive comes into some of the
I agree.
You know?
I agree. If you remember back in one of my videos, I said when you live that lifestyle, your children are your biggest liability.
Yeah.
Because your children will be what tells on you. The care that you provide, the way that they look in public, and the things that are seen behind the veil when they start having physical for school and they start they start telling teachers and people that they trust other things. And so your kids are your biggest liability when you live a bad life.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that played a lot into it.
True Crime and Other Stuff says, they said, we're trying to help find some, and she said, it's not helping me. Candus said when in today's episode, see how it was about her, not about her daughter. And they actually commented on it too, Dr. Bill and the other two.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, her perspective is always on her. The world is purely seen as it affects her and no one else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
She's very much she is not she is not someone that should have had children.
No.
And, you know, it's sad to say because every life is precious. But can you imagine the life that a child has when the mother cannot look beyond the end of her own nose?
Yeah, I know.
Liz, what do you do for a living?
I'm an ex-parole officer and a retired counselor. I used to work with kids in trauma, kids in state's custody that had addiction due to trauma backgrounds.
Do you think you see signs of... I see Candus as having Asperger's. Or do you think that's just excessive drug use?
I've had kind of the same question myself. Is it damage that she's done to herself in younger years when she could have been experimenting with drugs and harmed certain areas in her brain, you know, especially those that help with social cues and stuff like that? Or is it just potentially that she did not have that capability because she is on the spectrum? But the thing is I've seen her, even though she does avoid eye contact, I have seen her make eye contact. Okay. But she's much more comfortable with younger people making eye contact. So I think there's some developmental delays.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're I don't know if they're as much Asperger's as they are potentially just developmental delays that could be from abuse, neglect, a hard life. You never can tell. Um, but it's hard to see a baseline when you only see people kind of putting on a show. So I try to watch as much as I can when I don't think she's thinking about the camera being on her.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've asked every question. I've asked every question you just said. I've asked myself, and I just watch, and I'm like, man, I need 45 minutes alone in a room with her.
Uh-huh.
I know. I think we've all wished for that.
Well, I want to pick her apart and see what's going on, and other people probably want to do other things. But I want to know if the motive comes from ignorance, damage, mental illness, and
Yeah.
insufficient knowledge.
Yeah.
There's a whole gamut of things that could be going on, but I've asked myself all those same questions.
Mm-hmm. And
See,
fetal alcohol. I've actually thought of that so many times, the fetal alcohol syndrome with Candus, because apparently Grandis didn't do things right while she was carrying her babies either. So, you just don't know what can be wrong with this woman.
And there are a couple other syndromes that have the big brow, the wide set eyes.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it's one of those things that, boy, if we could get a CT or an MRI and get a panel of clinicians to, we could answer a whole lot of questions.
Yeah.
And that may be something if if something happens and this goes to some kind of trial and she is someone that is put on trial, we may get some of those questions answered because they may bring in the specialist to do a lot of the questioning.
Yeah. I just have a feeling it's getting close. I don't know why. Maybe because Candace has been talking so much more lately. I don't know what it is. Wishful thinking.
Hey, Sharon, Amanda wants to come up.
Yes, I just put the link in.
Oh, I always say it after you put the link.
Yeah, it's all right. No drama. Thanks for reminding me, because sometimes if it's going super fast, I don't see things. So,
well, let me back out because I've talked enough, and I'm just going to listen.
No,
for
I
a
wanted
while,
to say something, Liz.
Oh, okay.
Okay, do you think Candace has oppositional defiant disorder?
That's something that you normally see as an onset between like 8 and 13.
Yeah, my nephew has it, and he's 19 now, and I mean,
It kind of morphs.
he was diagnosed as a kid,
Yeah,
but
it
he
kind of
still
morphs.
has it.
Yeah, it kind of morphs as an adult into different behaviors.
Yes,
So
and that's
instead
why
of,
I say she's the abuser.
I honestly look at the home and I think they are, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, I think they are both as harmful as the other.
Oh yeah.
Just in different ways. So I think that
Yeah.
she probably is very neglectful, probably is quite physical at times, and probably is just as dangerous throwing a right hook as a man. Because I'm a country woman, and we're big burly women, and when we throw a right hook, we got some poundage behind it.
Yeah.
And so I can see her very much taking on a male domineering role quite easily, and adopting some of those aggressive and violent behaviors. So I think it's probably pretty 50-50. It's just she may take on more of the throwing hands and screaming and verbal, and he may take on more of the dark side of the abuse.
Amanda, can you just give me a thumbs up if you're fine for the camera to stay on? Okay, cool. I'll just add you. There you go. How are you?
Hi, thanks, Sharon.
No worries. How
Oh,
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good.
Good. I found your channel probably about 3 weeks ago now, and I love listening to you. I
Oh,
really, really enjoy it.
it's
So,
been it's been a bit
yeah.
shit lately, but yeah, we're getting back on track. Thank
Yes,
good.
yes, it has. And I think that's what you're right. I think it's time to get back on track. But I do
Yeah.
think sometimes when that's going on, it is okay to address it, right? And kind of let people
Well,
know a little bit of what you're thinking.
yeah, it just in my brain when I get that affected by something, I have to get it out. You know.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. So I have a couple questions. And I'm sorry, I don't know who the other panel guest is.
We've got
But
Chris and we've got Liz from
okay,
Hillbilly Park.
okay. Hi, Liz. I found your channel recently, and I really enjoy your insight. Um, and your background is interesting to me. And I don't know if we've been talking about some of this already. I came in a little bit late. And I am not trying to be, I don't want people to take this wrong. I'm not a Candus sympathizer. I think what is interesting about this case, people are like, why is she talking to these random people on Facebook? And why did she let them become her best friend? And it's like, well, doesn't that kind of answer your question? She doesn't
Yeah,
understand how real relationships work, right? Um, and I just keep thinking on all of this. She's had so much trauma in her own life.
Absolutely.
So if you look at it, and I'm not saying this could be, but like if Summer or the boys would have never gotten help, would they have just repeated the cycle and their child goes missing and the same thing happens to them? And we look at them as bad parents, etc. And so I guess in the big question of this is, where does a community or where do people actually step in and help make these differences? Does it have to start at childhood? I'm not saying it's too late in adulthood. I think everyone can change. But how do
One of
we
the
help
things
with this?
one of the things that has changed the most significantly in the last 10 years is that teachers report less and less. Teachers that spend the most time with children in the United States, they have become less and less of a mandatory reporter. Even though they know by law they're a mandatory reporter, the statistics are way down for teachers who report. And this
Because you
is
know why?
where, well, because they get the short end of the stick all the time.
I'm a teacher, so I could tell you that side of it.
My mother was a teacher for 21 years, and as soon as you raise a question, you are put on trial more than the parents
Yes,
that you have questions about. And
exactly.
and so reporting is down big time because we become a litigation nation. So it's nobody wants to step on any toes anymore. We want to just let people live and just say, oh, they're different from this and we can't understand that. But that's one of the biggest things that has happened. But the one of the other things that has occurred the most is that our kids now start going to school at age 3. So our kids start getting funneled through so many different adults that take care of them in so many different ways and so many different behaviors. And some are really sweet, gracious caregivers, and some are really stern and hostile caretakers of them.
Mhm.
But our kids start seeing numerous people that take care of them in place of the parents at age 3. And when you start seeing 15 different people in a year that take care of you and they all take care of you in a different way, you really don't have a clear mindset as a child of how to raise your hand and go, I think this is wrong. Because you've got 15 different, avenues. And how do I know that this one's wrong? Are the other 14 wrong? I don't spend enough time with my own parents to know if it's truly that much different if the scenario, were reversed. And so we've got kids that are confused about autonomy and boundaries because they're raised, sadly, by a community of people that most of the time don't want to be taking care of children. They just need a job. And it's sad to see that we've got, from the time that they're 3, they're just thrown into a machine. And they may have the same teacher for 6 months, they may have the same teacher for 1 year, but their daycare after school may change every 2 to 3 weeks as someone takes a job, moves, gets another job, moves up into another grade to teach in that daycare. I worked in daycare when I was in college for a lot, and the instability affected the 3 to 5 year olds the most
Yes,
because they're
that
just
happened at
learning
my son's
spatial
daycare.
awareness. Yeah, they're just learning spatial awareness. They're just learning how they fit into the world. And then the world is completely changing all the time. And they're just learning how to bond. And then boom, people disappear every other week.
Yep.
And so we really have done this to ourselves. We've done this to our own children. But you look at parents, well, it takes 2 incomes to make,
Yes.
to feed. So how do we start backing down and saying, okay, we have to re-envision what a family is, what a good lifestyle is, what a positive home life is, because it is not what we have right now.
Yeah. So, so then to just throw around thoughts like, people here are looking to make a difference. And I think it all starts in our community, right? Volunteering to help at Boys and Girls Club, etc. But I don't know if that's the ultimate answer. Start our own job. But do you have any other ideas about how we can really, make impacts or differences? That just being involved in your neighborhood and becoming, I don't know.
One of the biggest things that I did in my own area was I tutored for AmeriCorps. And so I taught the kids that had learning deficits, but I also taught the parents of the children that had learning deficits because the parents had deficits as well. And then I saw that there were latchkey kids whose parents needed to work until about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So these kids had to leave on a bus, go home to an empty home for an hour and a half. And some of them lived very far out, 30, 40 minutes away from the school. And that put them in a dangerous predicament because we live we're in the wilds around here.
Yeah.
So me and my mother started a program. It was completely free to anyone who wanted to join in. And from the end of school until 4:30, which was when the factories let out, we had clogging classes, and we taught them how to clog, which was just an Appalachia form of dance. And we had clogged our whole lives, and so it was something we enjoyed doing. We had probably 40 to 50, 60 kids at any given time. They were the kids that were not sports inclined, were too timid to do other things, but that liked my mother, knew me from where I had tutored within the school. They trusted us. Parents trusted us because they knew us. And parents thought it was a much better option to leave them there for an hour and a half and pick them up on the way home from the factory than to send them home alone. Yep. And so we kept those kids after school, and we took care of them, and we taught them a skill, and we worked with them. If they needed help with their homework, we would stay later than that. If they needed money, we even have outfits and tap shoes, and we had fundraisers. They never paid a penny. Yep. And we got to go to the Museum of Appalachia and dance and put on a show. We got to go to area festivals and dance. And so I became everybody's bonus mom, which is why I refer to myself as Mama Liz, because that's everybody calls me Mama Liz. But we raised 10 years of children that otherwise would have not played a sport, would have not had anyone at home for an hour and a half to 2 hours to help with homework, that may not have had a parent that could have helped with homework, that did not feel that they were part of anything. And we pulled them into that clogging. And I'll have you know, one of mine went to become the national champion at Maggie Valley, went on to dance with the Grand Ole Opry Square Dancers, and is now one of the Nashville tenors.
Wow.
And his dad, bless his heart, was in jail the majority of the time, and his mother was working 2 jobs to make ends meet. And I became his bonus parent. And to this day, both of those kids in that family, their mother is a great woman. I mean, she took the brunt of it, and she kept the house together, and she made it work. And I just tried to provide a hug and a little bit of support when was needed. But when they buy Mother's Day cards, they buy their mother one, and they buy me one too. And so I may have 25 kids come visit me for the holiday season because I was their Mama Liz. And so doing programs like that, even as as silly as it may seem, a clogging program, just for them to have somewhere to belong that's a big start for a lot of these kids.
Yeah. Great idea. Did the school give you that space then?
No, school gave it to us for free. They had to have a janitor there until 7 p.m. anyway, and as long as we had one teacher, which was my mother, that took over, and then I was the AmeriCorps tutor, so I was basically faculty as well. And we had a great principal. His name was Mr. Allen, and he supported us 110%. And we actually took on the name of the school. We were the Allert Cloggers, and we were in the newspaper, and the community celebrated us, and those kids lit up because they had never once belonged to anything that made them feel special.
Yeah.
And so we did everything we could for them because those were the kids otherwise that were left out.
Yep.
And there were some amazing kids in there that otherwise would have missed some skills and talents that they had.
See, I'm just going to tell somebody something. In South Carolina, we have you don't have to pay for breakfast or lunch at school. And they also have a summer program where you can go to the school and get breakfast and lunch.
That's great. I don't think Tennessee has anything like that. There may be a church or two that does like a free weekend meal or holiday meals, but I don't think we have anything like that. We do have a lot of kids that are below the poverty line, so that they do get free meals governmentally, but they don't just have a program where everyone eats for free.
Yeah. So I live in Iowa, and I did jump rope for Heart for a while as a youth director and worked with kids, and it really surprised me. Our best school in our district, the area Iowa, one of the largest, and the best school was 50% free and reduced lunch. So that means, only half, and most of the schools were around 87 to 88. So I just think when you have people, the large majority is struggling that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart. Like what?
Yeah. In this area,
because I think those parents are just so overwhelmed.
They are. They absolutely are. In this area, I think 66 to 78% between the grade schools and the high schools. We have 4 or 5 grade schools and 2 high schools, one of which is still state funded because it was created by Alvin C. York, who created a contract with the state, which is a complete standalone. Everybody should read up on that. It has its perks, but it has its downfalls too. But we have 66 to 78% of people below the poverty line in this area. And,
Wow.
And so it's the median income is below the poverty line. I was deemed one of the lucky ones for so many years because I had a state job, but my state job took me through 5 counties, cost me just as much to dress for it, to drive for it, it was expensive to have the job. And then with the college payback and everything like that. So it was, you paid money to make money. And so people just don't try because the effort doesn't look lucrative from their standpoint here because they're so remote.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really sad.
And somebody said, well, thank goodness you were so, devoted. And I was like, I think maybe I was just stupid because I just didn't know not to try.
Yeah, my internet's gone really dodgy. We've got big storms coming through soon. So if it drops out, I'm really sorry.
Well, let me back out and let you ladies talk because I could talk the hind leg off a mule, but
Oh, you're fine. You look after yourself, and I'll message you on Instagram.
yes, we'll get together. If I feel good tomorrow, as soon as Dr. Phil drops, we will have a chit chat and do a panel and talk about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liz.
Okay, thanks, ladies. Thanks for the
Thanks,
conversation. I
Liz.
appreciate you.
Thank you, Liz.
Bye.
Bye.
Isn't she awesome? I just love her.
Oh, I love her.
You know, she's so giving and doesn't mind given that professional aspect, and I really do appreciate her very, very much.
Yes.
And I can't even remember. I think I was in Discord like early on, and someone mentioned her, and I'd never seen her channel before, and I messaged her and we did a little live together. And yeah, every time I speak with her, I just admire her more and more. And she has her story with her illness as well, and she's not shy in sharing what effect it has on her, which is awesome. I think that people can share that and raise awareness for what they're going through.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you, Liz. Gorgeous lady. And she cracks me up too. She's got the best sense of humor with all her as she would call it her hillbilly humor, you know.
Yep.
It's awesome. But yeah, guys.
So Sharon, what do you think of that? What do you think of, I feel like Candus, and I'm not trying to excuse her, but like I remember I was watching Ziggy and I actually started to feel physically sick because Jenna and Lynn were coming out against her and exposing all of this. And then they exposed that her friend Dawn, who she thought was a friend, was probably really not her friend for the right reason, right? And I thought, my God, if this woman is if there's abuse, alcohol, all this involved, she's talking to these strangers, she thinks they're her real friends, they keep betraying her. Man, that's gotta feel isolating. And then here's the cycle of abuse. I can't trust anyone that just keeps getting brought to her.
Yeah, over and over and over. You know, and I think her very first, she was crushed the first time with Chris McDonough. Yeah. And then you think of how many women have been up on Ziggy's panel, and I can't even remember all of them that formed these fake friendships with her.
I don't see how people can do that to someone.
We have Summer not there. We don't know why, but Summer's been taken away or whatever that situation turns out to be. Then the boys were taken. Then her mum leaves and it's just her there during the day. She would have to be craving to fill that void, wouldn't she? So no wonder she has started talking to people. Like, I can understand why, because she's used to having 4 kids running around the house and all this noise, and like, I don't think she was big on housework, but you know what I mean? Like, her days would have been so hectic. And then all of a sudden Donald goes to work and she's sitting there by herself all day. So she probably welcomed the conversation and relationships with these women, thinking that they did care about her.
Right. And I don't, Sharon, I don't think she really has any real friends.
No.
I think I found it very interesting too. You don't see many people supporting her besides, I mean, like, if she's getting this close to this many people, she doesn't have a lot of true friends in her life, right? So I think she's been lonely from the start.
Yeah.
Or
growing up, when I was in junior high school, I was bullied so bad. I mean, every time I got a cast off my arm, I had another one put back on from somebody pushing me down the stairs.
Oh my God.
It was bad. My mother had to take me for brain scans because a boy on the bus was bashing my head into the window.
Oh,
It was bad. And all because I wasn't even fat. I was thick.
Yeah.
And from that, it makes me love people more, but I can't form that friendship. And when I do find somebody that I would form a friendship with, I go like head over heels.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sort of like that too. You know, if I gel with somebody, I'm all in. And I was talking about this the other day, how I'm probably a bit too naive and gullible because I always seem to get the raw end of the stick and get burnt because I'm probably too trusting. But yeah, I don't think I can really change that at my age. You know, it's part of who I am.
Yeah.
But I
Yep.
totally understand where you're coming from with that because I went through hell at school too.
Yeah, I'm too trusting with people.
Yeah,
And I think it's because in my mind, I'm like, I want people to like me.
yeah,
So I have to trust them because you don't have anything if you don't have trust.
yeah,
But I trust too
Oh,
much when I see signs that they're not a good person.
yes.
yeah. You
And
can
this
feel
is
it, can't you?
that's what made me
That's a
want to be
deep
a
wound,
teacher.
isn't it? Kind of stays with you
Oh,
and it transforms
it
your
never
life.
goes away.
No,
So
it
I can't
doesn't.
imagine if it was my parents who were doing that to me,
Right.
or if I see my
Right.
parents doing that to each other.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's but yeah, tomorrow's going to be very, very telling.
Now, I think Don's had some bad stuff happen in his life, but I also feel like he's a little bit more on the he's a little bit more on the, I don't
Scary.
know. Yeah. He's got a little more sociopathy to him to me. Like he just tells a lie and he doesn't even care. Doesn't
Yeah,
have it was interesting. I was watching, the behavior panel seems to make it out like they really think he's not being deceptive. And Peter Hyatt, I watched him and he said, I'm just very interested in this. And he said he lies so much that he can't tell when he's being deceptive. I was like, exactly.
I shouldn't laugh.
Everything's a lie.
I know, and I shouldn't be laughing. That's the weirdest thing. But I know someone like that. They honestly can sit there and they just waffle it off. And like I know, 1,000,000% everything that they're saying right now is total bullshit. But they're on that level where they know it's bullshit, but they're still going to go with it. And they believe it.
Yes.
But they think you believe them. That's the funny part,
Yeah.
Like,
They
really?
do.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that.
And I bet he feels like a real bigwig now that the behavior panel believes him. I'm sure Don just thinks he's invincible now. Like, ooh, I got them believing me.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably why he said he has 7 alibis.
Oh my God. That's when Candus really lost her stuff in that Molly Go Lightly thing. As soon as he started talking about the 7 alibis and she piped up, and when he said something about the Starlink and she said, "You're lying. Why are you lying, Donnie?" And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, that
Well,
was.
see, she thought she didn't.
See, I think he uses that to
lie.
control her.
Yeah.
I think he wanted her to shut up, and he's like, I'll make you shut up. I'll say something that's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then it stopped it and it derailed it to a totally different place of fighting between them. And it just escalated. He knows how to push her buttons.
Oh,
So he's like, I'm going to say this and I'm really going to push her buttons and then this is going to be over.
Yeah.
And then I could see it. She ends up beating the hell out of him.
Yep.
Like the couple of nights before that on Doug's, like I was sitting here laughing. Doug's trying to talk to Don and she's on the other side of the room throwing stuff at Donald. And you couldn't help but think, oh my God, this is just funny. But then when it went, she was fine. He was fine when, and she wasn't that bad either, because they were on Ziggy's first that night, weren't they?
Yes.
I think then Donald went to Doug's and then he ended up
And
on
then Molly. Yeah.
Molly's. Yeah, that's right. And it wasn't until he got on Molly's that she started escalating really badly. And
Because she heard a female's voice.
yeah,
She knows Ziggy's voice.
Starlink, or was it the fact that he was talking to a female? Do you think?
She didn't believe that he was on a live. She thought he was on the phone with a female.
Right.
Yep. And I think she was intoxicated. And I really think she thought Starlink was a woman he was talking to. I do.
I think she said in the background, she thought he said darling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you hear us both go, oh?
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
He said Starlink again, and she said, you're lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, what is he lying about? He's talking about.
Yes. That makes so much sense now. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't look at it that way either. There you go. See?
Yeah, so that's how he was pushing her buttons, because he let her believe that it was a female he was talking to.
Yes.
He knew she was drunk.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Do you think anything's going to come out of his blood tests from the DUI? Like more than alcohol?
It would have been out already, no?
Yeah, I don't know. Because
that's hard to say, because I do think he has a significant drug problem. I don't think it's just alcohol with him at all. But I don't know. It depends on how recently he's used. You know, if he was using that night, yeah, but if it was a couple days ago, maybe not. And how chronically he's using, is he using every day, all day, or?
Yeah.
Because
that'll be interesting too.
Yes.
And that'll take a while to come back, won't it? Like.
They should have that back.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, they should have that back.
I ask you.
Speaking of that, it makes me wonder, this is another thing. Why is it everything falling through the cracks?
Yeah, why did they
like this is too, like, why doesn't the system, I was going to ask this about to Liz, the system doesn't step in. They're not helping anything. They just took the kids away, but now you're leaving these two. Now, even if you just see them as damaged people who, what are they going to do? They could do a lot. They could cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly.
My eyes were opened a lot today when I watched Scott H's live before.
I have to catch up.
It was like about 3:00.
Oh, I missed it.
Okay, Scott H was saying about everything from 2003 that has happened on Beach Creek and Ben Hill.
Okay.
Like people getting killed. There was a big shootout and no one was arrested for any of it.
What?
There's a lot of cover-up going on there, and I don't know if it's because Lawson is scared or what, but there's a lot of cover-up going on.
Interesting.
And I believe neither of them were arrested yet.
Yeah.
Or they didn't keep Don in jail because they know there's something bigger there that they're trying to go after, so they let him go.
That's all I've thought from the beginning, that there was a reason that we don't know about yet that they let him walk straight out of there.
Yeah.
That was my gut feeling sort of thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I'll have to go and catch up with Scott's because I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, he must have been on heaps earlier today.
He had a lot of information today.
Oh, that's awesome. Don's still using big time. He's a high functions drug addict who can turn up at work and earn a living. Yeah, because a lot of people can, can't they?
Yes.
They can carry on a normal life. It doesn't mean they're sitting out home doing nothing.
Yep.
Who's the Light family? Oh, I've heard that too, JD, that the Light family is related to Andy.
And from what I hear, they're the most dangerous family in that area.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bring on tomorrow, guys.
Right?
Yeah, needed. When I went for a quick ciggy before, guys, that's where I went. I don't know what Nita's doing over there, but she must be doing something good. She's got
Oh, she's going on a roll about Tiffany.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. I just can't anymore. Like,
Neither can
I just think
we already know who she is. And the people who believe it are going to believe it, and the people who don't aren't.
Look, my thing is on that now. I said what concerned me and upset me and what I thought about it. I got it out. But it just goes to show what I was saying on them videos, guys. There was like 200-300 people in here when I was losing my shit.
Yep.
Okay? And on any of my other videos, I always get around, 30 or 40, and I don't care. I'm not going to come on here and keep going on and on and on about what's happening just to get 200 people in here to then have to put up with the trolls, to then have to be, oh, you should see some of the comments I got from one particular person who just would not stop last night. I was sending them to me mods my time last night, so it was the middle of the night, your time, and she just would not stop. She was harassing the living daylights out of me, and I was just being cordial with my replies. I did not say anything vicious back to her. You should go and read it because it is quite funny. And my daughter, when she lived at home, she probably still does it to this day. When you know how you just sit down to have dinner and you'll get them nuisance calls like people trying to sell you things,
Yes.
or just them annoying scam calls.
Uh-huh.
My daughter used to jump up. She lived for them. She loved them. And she would get on there like 13, 14 years old, and she'd answer the phone and say, have you got a dog? And she would ask the most random questions that they wanted to hang up on her. So I did that last night with this lady that was attacking me and coming for me. And at one point I said, you sound like, you need some attention. Maybe you should try a hobby. Have you ever tried patchwork? So I was being polite and nice and, and then I asked her if she had any pets. And do you know what she said?
What?
I said, do you have any pets? I have 2 dogs. And she replies with, oh, yeah, and I bet their names are Penny and Q, are they? And I was
oh my God.
I know. And I was just sitting there thinking, oh, my God. And then I asked her, because she told me I'm a whining old grandmother and I should get off YouTube because all I do is bully people, mind you. And I'm just sitting there laughing.
Oh, my. Do people not see the hypocrisy in their own words?
I know. And that's why
you came to my page. You don't watch me, but you came to my page to tell me my dogs are named Q and Penny.
Yeah, exactly. I
Ding,
know.
ding, ding. We have a winner.
Yeah. And I said to her with the granny comment, I said, I'm proud of being a grandmother. I'm glad I'm still alive, you know, da-di-da. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. And then I started on a novel. I said, I've got 5 grandchildren and I've got 2 boys and 3 girls, and I give her the ages. And then she comes back and says, well, I'm a young grandmother too, and I'm a grandmother and I'm only 38. And I could have come back with the best comment ever,
Yep.
you know, just concerning her age at being a grandmother, but I didn't. That's when I asked her about the dogs, and she gave up because I wasn't fighting with her, and she wanted me to be antagonized and, you know, upset, and I wasn't. I was just,
Yep.
you know, I thought, I'm not going to entertain your bullshit.
Right.
And that's.
Oh, because they get a hit out of it. Believe me.
Yeah, she really does. But
Yep.
it's on comments of a couple of the last videos. I think there's like 20-something comments. But I wasn't nasty to her or anything. I just like let her go, and I enjoyed playing with her, honestly.
Yep.
It was just like a little game to me, just to see. But the one about the dogs' names being Penny and Q, I thought that was just hilarious to me.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's on their mind all the time. How can they throw that into conversation?
Yeah, but I could have come on yesterday and today and kept going on and on about Tiffany's text message thing in Discord and all of that. But what am I going to achieve out of it?
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm going to attract all them trolls of Tiffany's over here to attack all of us in our chat, and then put up with them in the comments after the video. And it's just, to me, it's not worth it. I would rather be on here doing what we're doing right now. That makes me feel good. So
You see, what I love about you, Sharon, is you get it out, and I don't want to say I laugh at you when you're getting it out, but you sound like the cutest lady. I just want to go there and grab you and give you a hug when you're getting it out.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah, like I just, and I'm like that in real life. It takes me a fair bit to stir me up, but once I get to that point, I have to let it out, and then I'm fine. Then I can just move on. But I'm not going to live in a Tiffany Marie or Molly Golightly war, because they're not important to me.
Right.
That's what they want. They want everybody to talk about them, whether it's negative or positive.
Especially with Molly Golightly, it's all about, and she will say it all the time, I want my name in their mouth.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's good or bad, she just wants people talking about her. Whereas I don't care. I would rather our chats be like this, and, you know, people might say it's boring, but I think it's healthy.
Yes.
You know, if you're here for the right reason. So I don't care. It's just the way I look at it and the direction I want to go. Because, yeah, it's really not worth the drama. Like,
With a chat like this, you attract adults.
Yeah. But, yeah, I tell you, it does get the views. You've only got to look at the videos where I've lost my shit and how many views you get there compared to just a normal one. So
yeah, I think sometimes too, though, that somebody, she like has somebody and everybody's watching, right? Then they put a message in like their Discord, like go to this person's page, because you'll notice like, oh, I was so upset. I was over at Mystery Angels when that was happening one time. Yeah. And she's like, well, my chat's divided 50-50. And I thought, Chip, look at how many people are here right now. The other 50% is not here for you.
No, they're not. They're
the people that are the Tiffany. Like, look at it. Look at why it's so divided. Normally, on a normal day, you wouldn't have people saying this.
Exactly. That's exactly the whole point. Is them 300 or 250 people that were in here for them couple of days of me losing it. they're not the people that are going to come back. Let's just say that.
Yep.
Okay? So, and I'm not going to do that every day just to get views because it's ridiculous.
Yes.
It's not who I want to be going
Yep.
forward. So I'm happy with, having a few, and we have a great time. Look, not that it's a great time talking about this stuff, but a healthy time,
Yep.
Please
Yeah, I
don't
mean, we
let-
could laugh, we could joke, we could be
Yeah,
serious.
exactly. And just have adult conversation,
Yes.
without yelling and screaming and ridiculing everybody. Look, I get what's going on. Like, you guys know what's going on, but I don't think anything I say will make a cahoot of difference, honestly. To keep going with it, it's just ridiculous. Karma's a bitch at the end of the day, and karma will come back and bite him on the butt.
Yes.
Won't it?
Yep. Yep.
So, but thank you, ladies, for coming up here. It's been really, really fun.
Thanks for letting me come up.
Yes,
Anytime.
thank you. I love when creators let their subs come up and have their opinion, and
I love it. I think it's awesome that we can just come on here and talk about all this stuff. It's just, so if you aren't doing anything tomorrow after Dr. Phil, about the same time probably, maybe a little bit later, I'll come on tomorrow. But yeah,
Sounds good.
You both, and anybody in the chat, everyone's welcome to come up tomorrow and let us know what you think.
Hey.
It'll be good.
I'll be here with my bells on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sharon.
Thank you,
no
Sharon.
problem. Thank you, everybody. It's been a really good live, and I love it like this. So
Yeah.
please don't think that, I'm going to be that crazy lady every day. We'll start a little joke right now, okay? I'm going to go and feed Q and Penny. I'll have to go and tell the real Q and Penny, that little one, send him a screenshot or something, because, go over and have a look at it.
Oh
because
my
it's
God.
really funny, the way I just tried to turn the conversation around. And you will know her name. As soon as you see the name, I'll tell you the lady's name. Her name's Wee Scottish.
Scottish, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Tiffany something. She's got Tiffany Wee
Yes.
Lass. Yeah, you know that name? You would have
Yep.
seen it around heaps because I do. And so it's the comments. It'll be the only thread where there's like 20-something comments. But it is quite funny to read it. So, yeah. You just all
Well,
need
have a
to
good
do
night,
that.
Penny and Q.
Yeah. I better go. Oh, gymnastics. Thank you so much. We've got another fat quarter for the fund. I really, really appreciate it. It makes me feel good that I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
Thank you. I do appreciate you all. So, yeah, that's great. Nice chat today. It usually is gymnastics. Love to you too, Blue Sky. Thanks, Daisy and Josie and Miss Justice for our mods. They do great work, don't they? And it's really good when we're like this. We don't have to worry about all that other stuff.
Yes,
But
you don't have to have a lot of mods.
Yeah, I won't lie. I do enjoy going to, not enjoy, but amuses me to know what's going on with Nita. What she's doing over there now, she'll be losing her shit, I reckon. But anyway. But I see,
Well,
do you know who else released them Discord messages? Was who put them up before Nita did? was Lizzie B. Savage. I seen them
What
about.
messages?
Pardon?
What messages?
You know the ones that Nita released of Tiffany Marie talking to Chase yesterday or the day before?
You know what? I've never been to Nita's channel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where they come out first, was on her channel. So
Oh, the one John Hinge was talking about yesterday?
yeah.
Okay.
Lizzie actually let them out first before Nita. And I was just really confused what was going on. But yeah, I'll go and feed hubby and then I'll go over and see what's going on with Nita. That's what we do, guys, isn't it? We all sort of jump around and hang out together.
Yeah,
So
it's like yesterday, every chat I went in, I'm like, okay, hi, Obsidian.
yeah. I was the same. And don't you love the new logo Obsidian made for me? It's on the little, I don't know, the little round thing. My little logo. I just am in love with it. She's so clever. Very, very clever lady. And I just.
She is amazing.
Isn't she?
I was on FaceTime with her one day and she was showing me a picture that she painted.
Yeah.
It was Marilyn Monroe and I thought she bought it.
Yeah.
But she painted it. It was amazing.
Wow. Yeah, she needs her own fabric line. I'm going to try and hook her up with a fabric manufacturer. I think she'll do awesome.
She told me about your sewing thing.
Yeah. I
forget, what is it called?
So Awesome Stitches.
Yes.
That's our other little channel. But the other day I did a live and it ended up being people in there from this channel. And we ended up doing crime talk. Really funny because I said, guys, we probably shouldn't be talking about this because legit people will be coming here to think they're going to learn something, and we're sitting here talking about crime stuff. But anyway, it's fine. But yeah. Anyway, Chrissy, thank you so much for coming up. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. So did I.
Yeah, crime stories. Laurie's just reminded me. Crime Stories Obsessed tonight is going live with Candus.
With Candus? What?
Yeah, and last night we did a quick little live and she invited Jody Sue to go up as well tonight. So I don't know if Jody Sue's going to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So look out for, Emma should have a premiere already scheduled, I'm thinking. So
yeah,
that'll
she
what
usually
time.
does.
Yeah. But I'll schedule one for tomorrow as well. So.
And I'll be here.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, I better go.
Okay, have a good night.
You too,
or
Chris.
day,
Thanks
whatever
so
it is
much.
there. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Daisy. Thank you, everybody who hung around. And no doubt I'm going to see you in some chat soon anyway. So thanks, everybody. Love you all. See you tomorrow or in a little bit. Bye.